Hey everybody, today me and Fareed are going to be showing you how to grill and season a steak. Today me and Fareed are going to be using a cast iron pan to make our steak, but if you don't have one, you can always use a frying pan.
Before we season the steak, we're going to want to turn the stove onto a medium-high heat.
Today to season our steak, we're just going to be using salt and pepper. The first step to seasoning your steak is putting on a drop of olive oil on every side and rubbing it around. Make sure you cover all the sides. Don't want to put too much.
Now you're going to season your steak. You're going to take a pinch of salt, and you're going to rub it all around the steak. Then you're going to take a pinch of pepper, and you do the same thing. Now, you're going to flip your steak, shake all that excess off, take another pinch of salt, and just repeat. Make sure you get it all in there. Now that we got our steak seasoned, you're gonna wanna take it, make sure your pan's hot enough. We got a little smoke going here. So you're gonna lay it into the pan. You're gonna wanna hear that sizzle. That's how you know you got it hot enough.
Now that you have your steak in the pan, you wanna leave it in there for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes are up, you're gonna flip it. Now that the steak's been in the pan for 2 minutes, we're gonna wanna flip it. I got my handy dandy tongs. You can also use a spatula to flip.
Now that we flipped it, we're gonna let it sit on the other side for about another 2 minutes. We like our steak medium. That's why we did it for 2 minutes on each side. If you want your steak rare, you do it for 1 minute on each side. If you want it well done, you can do it for 3 minutes on each side. Now that our steak's almost done, we're gonna cube up some butter so that we can get that extra crust that we want on our steak. To make sure we don't burn our steak, you want to use about 4 cubes in about this size.
After your steak's been cooked 2 minutes on each side, you're gonna turn off your stove all the way and then add in your 4 cubes of butter.
Now that we got our butter in, we're gonna move it around the pan and try to get it evenly all around the pan. Now that our butter is melted all the way, we're gonna take our tongs, we're gonna take the steak, we're gonna flip it on the side it was, and you're gonna wanna rub it all in that butter. So you get that nice little sizzle. You do the same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna set it down, let it sit there.
After rubbing your steak around in the butter, you want to get a spoon and you want to baste the steak with the extra butter around the pan. This will really give you that extra crunch to your steak.
Now that our steak has been basted in the butter, we're going to take it off the pan and onto our cutting board. This is very key to make sure you have a good and well even cooked steak. You're going to want to take your sheet of tin foil, you're going to cover the steak, and you're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes.
After your steak has been in the tin foil for 5 minutes, you're going to want to take it out and cut it. You're going to want to try to get as nice and even pieces as you can, although at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the pieces look like. Once you cut your steak, you want to make sure everybody eats. Bailey, sit, sit, feet up.